Connor Garland, we couldn't resist. One extra shot of him before we go inside Rogers Place, where the Edmonton Oilers and the Vancouver Canucks will stare one another down tonight. And that man, Thatcher Demko, wasn't very busy the other night. Just 15 shots against Edmonton, by far a season low. 15 shots in that aforementioned 3-2 loss to the Vancouver Canucks on Saturday. Calvin Pickard backed up against the Canucks and then barely was able to back up on Tuesday in the loss to Washington, but he's feeling better, and that 11-4 record includes wins in 7 of his last 8. JT Miller has scored in exactly 1 game in his last 20. Now, he did get 2 goals in that game, but he's been slumping offensively. He and Ryan Nugent-Hopkins were, of course, teammates on Team North America. 2016 World Cup were underway. Edmonton, Vancouver, splitting 2 games in Vancouver earlier this season. The rubber match tonight in the final game of this season series, as the NHL schedule dictating that Edmonton plays Vancouver and Calgary only 3 times this year. Bouchard and Nugent-Hopkins in a quick chance, fought off by Demko. Did that catch the outside of the left post as well?
That was a good save. That was a really good save by Demko. I'm not sure if it hits the post afterwards. This is a nice little sifted pass by Bouchard, and watch this quick release right there off the blocker or stick. I mean, that was labeled top shelf early on. And that's a good save by Demko as Edmonton wins a nice battle on the wall, finds that little seam, and Nugent-Hopkins gets a quick release.
Chris Knobloch noted this morning when we talked to him, Louis, that line generated some chances in the previous game against Washington, where, again, the Oilers were a plus 20 on the shot clock, lost 3-2 on Tuesday night.
Liked everything but the score at the end of the game, I think. And, you know, obviously a couple of mistakes that led to some goals. And, you know, for Edmonton, they want to try and follow up with that type of mentality in this game against a rival, Vancouver.
So the Nugent-Hopkins line started, now replaced by Draisaitl as he hustles toward the net and pushes a shot wide, and then Arvidsson caught an edge and fell awkwardly into the boards. Your starting line's brought to you by Scotiabank, believing there's a place for all Canadians in Canada's game. Defensively to start, it was Ekholm and Bouchard. Now you've got Nurse out there with Brett Kulak, a pair of lefties. And the top 4 for Edmonton, primarily those, although you'll see Nurse with Stetcher and Kulak with Emberson often. But Colson a shot off the rush against his former team and his former goaltender, Thatcher Demko. Where do you think he's at? Demko working his way back from a significant knee injury last season.
Isn't there quite yet, I don't think, Jack. You know, he is getting better and better, and he's obviously getting the reps. And, you know, for the Vancouver Canucks to throw him in here, Lankinen's been excellent for them this year, but they want to give Demko the reps and try and find his game. Obviously a big part of their success last year and win the division title.
Digging in will be Adam Henrique. He's playing on a line with Hyman and Corey Perry. Bouchard to the net front. Hyman had the puck lodged under his skate for a moment, and then it was quickly tucked by Desharnais up the left-hand side, held in by Bouchard. Block shot by Teddy Bluger, and we've got a penalty coming up against the Canucks.
High sticking on Bouchard.
Edmonton 1 for 2 on the power play against the Canucks in that Saturday loss, and as Ekholm gives it away at center, DiGiuseppe touches up. DiGiuseppe just got his first goal of the year the other night in Vancouver's loss to Buffalo 3-2 on Tuesday.
Well, Kiefer Sherwood leads the National Hockey League in hits. He's going to finish every check, and right here gets up a little high on Bouchard. Didn't seem to be too much. He's arguing the call. They're saying roughing. Oh, roughing. Okay, because that makes more every check, and right here
the other night in play against the Canucks in that Saturday loss, and as Ekholm gives it away at center, DiGiuseppe touches up. DiGiuseppe just got his first goal of the year the other night in Vancouver's loss to Buffalo 3-2 on Tuesday.
Well, Kiefer Sherwood leads the National Hockey League in hits. He's going to finish every check, and right here gets up a little high on Bouchard. Didn't seem to be too much. He's arguing the call.
They're saying roughing.
Oh, roughing. Okay, because
that
the
makes
hands
more
up,
sense.
That makes a little more sense. I thought it was high stick was the call. Good job, partner. Thank you. You're sharp on your birthday.
Well, in my declining years, I've got to really concentrate.
But this was a problem on Saturday versus Vancouver. Penalties in the first period led to 2 power play goals for the Canucks. Edmonton gets the first one in this one.
This power play brought to you by Play Alberta's Sportsbook. The Edmonton Oilers have been outscored in the first period 15-5 in their last 7 games. We touched on it briefly in the pregame. Bouchard kicks it back for Nugent Hopkins, who'll gain the line. Chris Knobloch not happy with this power play the other night against Washington, and he won't be happy with that failed zone entry.
Well, we talked about the entries, about number 97, who's the best in the league at just skating the puck into the offensive zone. It seems at will. I know it's not that easy, but he makes it look easy. Entries become a little bit more difficult, but once they did get in, they did a nice job of getting into the zone. It was the stationary play of the power play. He wants to see a little more movement with the 5 guys on the ice moving around, looking for lanes, and especially in particular on the defense, Jack. You saw Bouchard taking off the top power play late in the game the other night for Matthias Ekholm. He starts the top power play tonight. He wants to see him walking that line a little bit.
Bouchard with Hyman on his right, tucks it back to Nugent Hopkins, the puck carrier over the line. Moves it for Jeff Skinner, getting a shift on this power play for the Edmonton Oilers on the season. 24%, 8th in the league. But without McDavid, here's a quick chance. Nugent Hopkins again denied on the doorstep by Demko. Short side pass, and Nugent Hopkins has been robbed twice here in the first 2.5 minutes. Nugent Hopkins curled it back in front, stolen and cleared by Teddy Bluger.
That puck seemed to hover in the air up against Demko and the post, Jack. Just a quick strike chance for Nugent Hopkins in the slot.
Bouchard over to Hyman. Since McDavid joined the team, the Oiler power play is 25% with him and 15% without him. And now DiGiuseppe has a notion shorthanded, a backhander to save. Calvin Pickard came way out to cut off the angle. And that's grabbed by Jeff Skinner. He wants to reset as Edmonton changes it up and then fell down. Was able to recover and quickly spoon it over to Darnell Nurse. So now he'll dash off the ice himself. Nurse up the middle for Adam Henrique. Busting down the middle with Vinny Desharnais, the former Oiler, crowding him. Ekholm to Nurse. A dart, Arvidsson. Ekholm. Nurse gives it right back to him. Arvidsson, Corey Perry calling for that puck. Arvidsson shoots instead, blocked by Desharnais, and the Oilers end up with one shot on that failed power play. Now Perry back to work, scored against Washington. This time tried to dish in front for Adam Henrique, broken up. Perry is shot, redirected over the net and off the plexi, tracked down by JT Miller off to Elias Pettersson, who spun it back behind for Desharnais. Pass way too hard for Forbert, and that will be an icing call against the Canucks. And Rick Tocchet was talking about Vinny Desharnais starting to find his game over the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, he's starting to play a little bit better and dig in. Here's the turnover by Hronek. Right here, he's just trying to make a little pass to Susie, his D partner. It goes to Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, and this puck is off the stick in a flash. Watch this, it kind of sits there for a second and falls down in front of Demko. That could have easily found its way through on that turnover. Best chance of the power play right there happened on the turnover from the Canucks.
And as you know, on Saturday, Louis, Hronek put the puck right on Draisaitl's stick inadvertently. That led to one of the 2 Edmonton goals in that second period. An icing call against Vancouver. Almost did it again at the expense of his goaltender, Thatcher Demko, who bailed him out.
Well, those are the recoveries in the power play as well, and that's something that he talked about, the urgency to get the puck back. And when you're urgent on the puck, you make good things happen. And because of the pressure, that turnover led to the best chance.
Noah Philp. And we're going to drop the puck again in the estimation of Julien Fournier.
But for Vinny Desharnais, getting back to him, obviously we know him well here in Edmonton. It's about, you know, here's that turnover you were talking about, right to Draisaitl, thank you very much, and puts that one up over top. His one of 2 goals that he scored on Saturday. But for Vinny, it's simplifying, right? When he's playing a simplified game, moving the puck over his feet.
Now, Brandon Van Beek. Nice puck. Oilers broadcast. Vancouver at Edmonton.
Well for him.
Philp on his 3rd crack at it, put him up off the glass, grabbed by Kapanen, wheeled it across to Emerson and drive, and then balled off of Demko and tracked down by Kapanen.
Audio recording in progress.
Pressure 5-on-5 here.
Oilers broadcast.
Stetcher, the one-time Canuck, could not get it through. Linus Karlsson charging in from the right-hand side, playing his 2nd NHL game. He's been lighting up the American Hockey League the last couple of years. This is icing against Edmonton as the whistle goes 5 minutes into the scoreless first.
This period brought to you by James H. Brown Accident Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters in injury law.
Well, so far we haven't heard boos for Garland. We thought there might be a little action in that regard, but out there playing and going to keep playing the way that he does play. Jack. I think that, you know, when you look at what he did, it was a holding penalty, the roughing penalty for sure, once he was down holding the head, but not a malicious play. He took an opportunity to take out the best player for the last 15 seconds of the game. He got away with it, and I think that's what people took exception to. It was not the penalty itself or with the result of the game. Of the penalty. It was the fact that it wasn't called. So
Hughes, a wrist shot, blockered aside by Calvin Pickard. As Rick Tocchet said, hey, he held a guy. Well, does he need to be on a wanted poster? I mean, come on. Jake DeBrusk spun it down low. Connor Garland checked by Darnell Nurse. Stapled him against the boards. Grabbed by Jake DeBrusk. Crowd loves the fact that Garland's getting roughed up a little bit. And now Draisaitl trying to fend off the pesky Connor Garland, who's had some big games in this building. What a dish to Zach Hyman, barreling toward the net. Hyman scores! Louis, there's one guy in the NHL that can make that pass.
I agree. This is a beautiful pass up the ice. And some good pressure by the Canucks in tight, and eventually his puck will come to Leon Draisaitl. Heavy lifting down low. That little look right there. He knew exactly where Zach Hyman was, and on the backhand side to have that confidence to throw that pass 3/4 of the ice. It's unbelievable, and it's right on the tape, and then the drive to the net by Zach Hyman. He tucked the right shoulder down, brought that puck to the net, tucked it 5-hole, and the celebration afterwards. That's a big goal for Zach and the team wearing the half visor for the first game, and I think it bodes him well. He saw where he wanted to put that puck, and he buried it.
And Louis, I don't think that's a coincidence. I think, though he scored a few goals with the full shield on, it's been bothering.
He said breathing, too. It wasn't just the vision, it was the breathing that was really interfering with him before. He drove that one to the head. Hyman from Draisaitl with that goal save on Foods has given away their first prize. Leon Draisaitl, 72 points, second in the NHL. Moving to Nate McKinnon. Beautiful move by Sherwood, and a late hand pass will be assessed against the Canucks. Oilers, a quick start. They've outshot the Canucks 5-2, and they take a 1-0 lead on a goal from Zach Hyman.
The winning.
That's the vision and the issues that come with it when you've got the full bubble, but he needed it. In fact, he was supposed to keep it on for 6 weeks, but after the game against Washington, he talked the doctors into letting him go back to the visor about a half week earlier than the doctors originally expected. Visor or bubble, that guy always puts his nose to the grindstone.
Oh, relentless as ever.
And you know, his strong side, if you were to ask Zach Hyman, the left side is what he prefers, and you saw that there grabbing to the backhand side. Picks up that puck so strong once he tucks that shoulder. Can play both wings. Started off as a left winger here in Edmonton, and he's been pushed over to the right. But there's an example of how good he can spin off that far blue line when he picks up the puck and drive it to the net.
Here's Brown looking for Janmark just off the toe of his stick. With Perry as his other winger tonight, Louis, he can bounce back and forth easily because, of course, Perry shoots right. Here's Bouchard. Back to Brown, and we've got puck play with a high stick.
ATCO Energy is the official energy provider of Rogers Place and proud sponsor of the Edmonton Oilers.
Leon Draisaitl continue his fine play, and now in 5 games without his running mate. Number 97 has 9 points in those 5 games. And always elevates when he has to.
Linus Karlsson bumps it in. Canucks in on the forecheck. Hyman trying to break through traffic, stolen by Karlsson. Rifles one, and a glove save made by Pickard. And an early glimpse, Louis, of Karlsson's strength. He can shoot it. 2-time 20-goal scorer in the American Hockey League. He's got 12 in 17 games this year.
Good sign for him. He didn't waste any time getting it away. And, you know, a lot of times when players get their chances up, they want to defer, not him. He puts this puck on the net right away. Just tucks his head and says, I'm going to try and test the glove. That's exactly what he does. A little turnover on the line and a puck battle won by the Canucks leads to that chance. Good glove hand save by Pickard.
Off the draw. Troy Stecher will carry it through the neutral zone for Edmonton. Get it in deep. Quinn Hughes will slam it around the left-hand glass. That eludes Emberson. No icing coming, so Calvin Pickard comes out to handle this puck. Emberson will duck behind, pursued by Carlson. Ahead for Hyman, who opened the scoring tonight for Edmonton, stripped. Carlson swiftly to Elias Pettersson. On to Roenick, who's missed significant time this year due to injury. DiGiuseppe on the puck for the Canucks. Twists it down low. Pettersson had no idea where the puck was. Kulak did. Found it and cleared it ahead for Nurse. Through neutral, put Colson. Kulak wrists one to the opposite corner. Forbert bumped off stride, but got it ahead for DeBrusk. And a safe clear back through the middle of the ice. Draisaitl will leave it for Kulak. On that play, Louis, you could almost see your son in a Boston jersey. That was a Bruins type of play. Got a couple people on you, make sure you get it out.
Make sure it clears the zone. Those plays are important. No question about it. That was something that was certainly driven home for him as a member of the Bruins. And Rick Tocchet feels the same way. He wants pucks out of the zone on the wall. Don't mess around.
Draisaitl up the gut. Nurse clearing back through the middle of the ice. Tocchet was great today, telling stories about Canada Cups. Had a great time visiting with him. Of course, a member of the 87 and 91 Canada Cup teams. Bluger a steal.
Barry Stafford and Lyle Kochiski came in to have a little conversation, reminisce about that time as they represented Canada as well in that cup, and just some great stories came out in that mix.
Hughes knocked off by Kapanen. Tocchet had a busy Canada Cup. Roommates with both Gretzky and Coffey. Here's Bluger, a shot. Drop in front and tucked, but not home. What a chance, and Besser couldn't finish. Point blank. Hughes to Roenick. Besser appeared to have Pickard down and out, but couldn't finish the play, and Kapanen will clear off a stick belonging to Pius Suter. Got off to a fast start, hasn't scored in his last 21 games, though. Now takes a one-timer, and that was deflected out of play with 10 minutes to go in this first period. And Calvin Pickard able to keep the game 1-0 Edmonton.
Yeah, a long shot from distance isn't handled by Pickard. He makes the save, but Besser is in behind, and he gets right onto this first and has a nice chance to push it forward and jam it. It's the second effort by Pickard with the left pad. Just an excellent save. He knows it's coming. He extends it and makes that save on the doorstep.
So Miller digs in, took a 10-game personal leave of absence. Scoring touch has yet to return. Off the draw, Bouchard across, a little miscommunication, Janmark and Ekholm, and Ekholm's going to be forced into an icing call here. So Vancouver a bit of a gift, and an offensive zone draw coming as the Canucks look to level this game.
Good pushback by the Canucks here after the goal against to make it 1-0. And Edmonton comes out, has the start they want, gets the first goal that they're looking for. And we talked about that in the opening. They've been chasing the game, and something Chris Knobloch wants to try and remedy a bit. But the Canucks have pushed and created a couple real solid chances in the last 2-3 minutes. And Pickard's made a couple nice saves.
Elias Pettersson digs in. Puck still loose. Grabbed by Garland. Flipped in front. DeBrusk had a good look. Did not finish. Nugent Hopkins carries it up the right-hand side. Released the puck from beyond the red line, but then as he finishes his check on Roenick, icing was negated. Garland to Quinn Hughes. Left wing shot. Grabbed by Pickard and laid to rest with 9:35 to go in the first. 1-0 Edmonton. Connor Garland, public enemy number 1. The man my partner came to see. Almost tied it.
Because he has to elevate his game, and that's certainly what he's done. An assist tonight gives him 9 points this season in the games without Connor. And he understands that responsibility that's on him. When it's both of them, they are so good together going out on the ice and creating chances. And when they're chasing games, make it that much easier. But he's had to kind of run solo a bunch of times this season and taking a little more weight on his shoulders. A heart-worthy season for Leon Draisaitl so far.
Oilers 2-2 without McDavid this year. Tapped by Suter toward the net off the glove of Pickard following that faceoff. Draisaitl also has 17 goals in his last 18 games against Vancouver. So he elevates without McDavid, and he elevates whenever he sees green and blue on the opposite side of the rink. He's got the puck on that backhand. JT Miller, you can almost see defending a potential replay. Nurse, a dart to Arvidsson, but Colson fired, and that was blocked by Carson Soucy. Rebound to Nurse. Put it back behind the net for Victor Arvidsson. Around Soucy. Angled to Nurse. A shot blocked in front, but Colson looks for it. Still loose. Bouncing around. Corralled by Kulak from Draisaitl. Now Victor Arvidsson. Pursued by Soucy. And Kulak's pass brushed out of the zone by Pius Suter. Suter got off to a very quick start this year. 11 goals in his first 24 games. But has been on the schneid for the last 21. Taken away by Perry. And then you've got Desharnais failing to clear. And tugged back in by Stetcher looking for Zach Hyman. Forward. Trying to bust up the cycle, but Corey Perry reverses to Emberson. Middle of the ice. Hyman is shot. Tipped off the left skate of Thatcher Demko. Perry tried to center. That was off target.
Just missed it. I don't think Henrique saw that spin pass. He was there, though.
Stetcher shoveled it back down low. Oilers a determined shift here, and they've drawn a penalty against Desharnais. Cross-check Corey Perry. This is a delayed penalty call against the Canucks. Perry dropping. Draisaitl cuts inside, and as it's forked back through by Di Giuseppe, Edmonton goes to the power play for a second time.
The Edmonton Oilers Community Foundation 50-50, presented by Rogers, is back for another record-breaking season. Support communities across oil country and win big at edmontonoilers.com/50-50.
Good shift by this line, followed up by the next one, and this cross-check right there by Desharnais on Perry gives him a pretty good wallop just below the numbers and collapses them into the boards.
I mean, you can't make that play, Louis. That sets this Edmonton power play up now.
A little lower probably doesn't get called, right? Because you're not collapsing them into the boards, but because it's in that spot that just hammers them down, it's going to be called almost every time. And Desharnais isn't a weak guy.
Hyman, Nugent Hopkins, one extra pass perhaps. Jeff Skinner unable to get his stick on that pass, but a good battle won by Skinner for Hyman, and now Draisaitl fed up top for Bouchard. I thought Nugent Hopkins had a shooting lane there, a tip on net, and a save made by Demko, and he's able to reel it in against Zach Hyman.
And I thought there was an opportunity early to get that puck to the net as well, Jack, and something they're trying to work through. Obviously, without Connor McDavid, we've talked about it, how important he is in the lineup, and this really kind of tells the tale. This, for me, is entries number one. He's so good at getting the puck in the offensive zone, but then once you have possession, he's the best in the league, and once he gets it, he can go wherever he wants. He can set up seam passes, and he draws so many to him that he almost creates a chance every time doing that, and they miss him, but they're going to have to do without him for a couple more games and find a way to make it work.
Bouchard over to Nugent Hopkins. Since entering the league, only second to Draisaitl on the Oilers when it comes to power play goals, so he can also fill the net too. Draisaitl dragging his way around JT Miller. Giving it up for Zach Hyman. Stick along to Pedersen on the ice. He's able to grab new lumber immediately as this power play continues for the Oilers. Nugent Hopkins, one-touch reach, a save made. Jeff Skinner denied up near the clavicle by Demko. Rebound Rodak, shaken free to Forberg, trying to shovel it out, couldn't get it done. Nugent Hopkins to Bouchard, 50 seconds on the power play. Draisaitl set up Hyman for the 1-0 goal. Edmonton looking to go up 2. Nugent Hopkins, Draisaitl fired in tight. Nugent Hopkins slashed it free, and it's hard off the post by Draisaitl. I think everyone in the building was in mid-celebration, but it stayed out. Draisaitl having caught the inside of the right post with that last effort. Nugent Hopkins to Bouchard. 20 seconds on the penalty to Desharnais. Draisaitl against Roenick. Surveys. Bouchard, one-timer blocked by Pedersen. Draisaitl looking. Shooting up high, off of Hyman, clubbed over. Nugent Hopkins, Hyman had him for a second. Picks it, Taylor score. Draisaitl powers it through Demko just as the power play had come to an end. 2-0 Edmonton. Draisaitl is league leading, 35th.
Chris Knobloch's going to like a lot about this power play. Urgency, traffic in front, recoveries. Here's the first chance by Draisaitl. Rings the bar. Demko had the glove up there, but just misses it. This shot knocked down by Hyman. The recovery by Nugent Hopkins and the patience to wait that split second. And then that's a beautiful pass. Through a stick to Draisaitl. And again, the shot mentality off the stick, and he bashes it into the back of the net. Extended time in the offensive zone. Came up with the puck multiple times. And that's what you like to see from the power play, Craig. Those second, third, fourth opportunities around the net. And they score to make it 2-0.
What I love about it is the intelligence of Draisaitl knowing what Hyman was doing on that far post. He shot it basically at Hyman's chin, hoping to get kind of a rebound that would create chaos. He did, and the Oilers capitalized. Officially a power play goal, Nugent Hopkins and Hyman, the helpers at 14-21. Draisaitl 35 and now 18 in his last 19 games against Vancouver. Ekholm down low, backhander score. Adam Henry, 3-0 Edmonton, pouring it on in this first period.
Great follow-up shift here after a goal against. You want to get the puck in the offensive zone. This line's gone to work. Heaven in, you see Perry in there, you see Henrique in there, and for Ekholm, he just throws this one back into the mix. Wants to put it in behind. Great pickup by Henrique to be able to corral this puck on the backhand side and then tuck it home short side on Demko with Perry right in front. I mean, just an excellent shift all around. Win the battle, win the puck, and then take it to the net. And for Adam Henrique, something the Oilers desperately need. A little more scoring down their depth. Get a big goal from Adam Henrique.
His 7th from Ekholm. 2 goals in 21 seconds for Edmonton. And they're monkeying around with the time a little bit. I think they're going to say 2 goals in 20 now. Officially 14:41 the time of that goal. Henrique and Ekholm with the helper. So Adam Henrique, his 7th, and Edmonton has tapped on another. We talked about the sluggish starts. Well, tonight that is evaporated in a good way for Edmonton. A distant memory. Hughes to Roenick as Vancouver tries to answer. Remember, the Canucks are desperate as well. They only have 2 wins in their last 9. Here's a 2-on-1. Philp and Janmark. Philp drag move. Denied! Looking for that first NHL goal. Thatcher Demko makes the save.
Boy, good follow-up chance for Philp, too. And Edmonton pouring it on right now, creating chances.
Hughes will send it in. Pickard off the Stetcher and cleared through neutral. Forced back in immediately by Danton Heinen. Luger in on the forecheck, bumps into Connor Brown. Darnell Nurse. Quickly to Draisaitl and now Stetcher. Oilers break out. Nurse did a good job of handling that puck at his feet, but Arvidsson was offside on the right wing. And now some rough stuff. Desharnais riding Nurse into the boards, and Nurse with a big grin, as he usually has when one of his former teammates gets into his grill. 4 minutes to play, first period. We told you the Oilers have been struggling in the first. You wouldn't know it tonight. Draisaitl and Henrique have made it 3-0.
Fifth, and then a workmanlike effort. 20 seconds later on the follow-up shift, Adam Henrique bangs that one home. 3 goals in 8 minutes and 49 seconds, and the Oilers are up 3-0.
Edmonton got off to the quick start. Vancouver pushed back. Pickard gave him that save on Brock Besser, and Edmonton has opened it up. Jake DeBrusk and Garland battle to get this puck out of the zone. Quickly flipped by Desharnais, settled by Bouchard. Oiler power play able to convert 1 of 2 thus far tonight. Edmonton stayed out of the box. Here's Ekholm looking for Podkolzin. Had him just off the heel of that stick. He'll go in against Desharnais. Jake DeBrusk defending down low against Victor Arvidsson. Manages to force it up to Sasson. Ahead to Garland. They hear the derision in the midst of the crowd. Garland's glad only 1 visit into Edmonton this year. Soucy lets a shot fly out of Irma, Alberta. Kicked off the end boards, Mark Friedman, the battle-tested veteran. Spent much of his time in the American League. Garland had it swatted off his stick. Soucy takes a shot that's gloved by Pickard.
Yeah, good save by Pickard to hang on to this one. A little pressure from the Canucks. And that puck hanging around the offensive zone. A goaltender, anytime he sees that, if he can, he's going to get a glove on it, want to knock it down, put it up over top of the glass, or hold on to it to just get a change, get some fresh legs, and a nice job through a couple of screens on this one. Picks it up with the glove. Good job by Sasson to be right in that front and also being defended by an Oiler as well, so not an easy save.
Off the draw. Handled by Suter, fires, and a right pad save made by Pickard. Rebound Emberson, quick up to Connor Brown, and it's flipped inside the Vancouver line, tracked by Philip Roenick. Oilers second of a 6-game homestand. Vancouver got off to a great start on the road this year, 8-1, but since then, like their season, not so much. 4 wins in their last 13 on the road. Emberson across to Kulak, a blast and a save made by Demko. Brief juggle, and now he'll freeze it with 2 1/4 to play in this first period. And Edmonton on top 3-0.
Yeah, good activating into the offensive zone. Calvin Pickard, terrific his last 8 starts. And, you know, we talked about him, and he's a little old school, and you like to watch him kind of flop around, drive around, move around that crease area. He's not going to be textbook all the time, but he's going to do what he can to make the save, and he's done that a couple times in this one. That Brock Besser save you mentioned was kind of a perfect example of that. And for Stuart Skinner, they've continued with the workload for him, not playing in a 4th consecutive game. And Calvin Pickard gets the start tonight.
Oilers entered the night 1 point behind Vegas in the Pacific Division. Vancouver 1 point behind Calgary in the race for the final wild card spot in the West. We can tell you that the Golden Knights lead the St. Louis Blues 3-1 after 2 periods. Vegas looking to right the ship, having lost 5 of 6. Hyman coughed it up. Oilers coming off back-to-back losses in regulation for the first time in more than 2 months. They haven't lost 3 in a row in any form, whether regulation or beyond regulation, since the first 3 games of the year. Nurse to Adam Henry. Slashes it in. And certainly this first period effort, the kind of performance that leads you to believe they're not going to lose 3 in a row this week either. Forbert, though, with a pickoff. Walks in, shoots, and a save made by Calvin Pickard. He'll stick that in his hip pocket for his 10th save of the period with 1:19 to go as we remind everyone about 4 nations, 1 epic showdown. Canada, Finland, Sweden, and the U.S. battling for glory. 4 nations face-off. Don't miss international hockey, best on best, February 12th through the 20th, only on Sportsnet. Pickard awaiting a face-off to his left, looking for his first ever win against the Vancouver Canucks. Winless in 3 starts, despite a save percentage approaching 92. Shoveled out, Evan Bouchard. As the Oilers go back to work in the O-zone. Here's Bouchard from Draisaitl, denied by Thatcher Demko, who's been under fire. I mean, Edmonton has spent a lot of time in the Vancouver zone.
14th shot already. They had 15 in total on Saturday versus Vancouver, so they're finding seams, and this is a nice little give and go. You talk about movement for Evan Bouchard. That's it exactly right there. He gets his feet moving to the middle first. He sells that DDD. Once he takes off, he gets inside and takes a nice one-timer from the slot. Good save by Demko.
That Vancouver loss on Saturday ended a run of 9 games in 8 cities over 2 weeks. Louis, did you see signs of fatigue in that game from Edmonton?
I did. I thought that was a schedule start for sure. I thought they were obviously better in the second and third, but in the first period, the Canucks came out, fired 16 shots on net to 7 for Edmonton. They were the dominant team. It's been a reversal in this one. Not quite as lopsided, only 13 shots, not 14 for Edmonton, and 10 for the Canucks. So they've pushed back a bit in this first period, but a much better start for Edmonton. No question about that. And, you know, listen, that was a grueling schedule. 8 games in 8 different cities and 4 different time zones. Nobody's making excuses for the schedule this year. We just talked about the 4 nations face-off. Everybody's dealing with it, but there are certain times when the legs just aren't there.
You mentioned the shot clock is a little tight, but Louis, in terms of the slot, Edmonton has been inside the dots against Demko. Vancouver's mostly perimeter thus far.
Degree of chance. Yeah, you're right. They've had the better chances, no question.
DeBrusk will dump it in. Pickard steers to the corner, and that's something we picked up in the Tuesday loss to Washington. You thought the Oilers did a good job of getting to the net. Here's Garland. Centering pass broken up. Matthias Janmark. Edmonton beaten by Washington on Tuesday despite a 34-14 edge in shots on net. The 14 shots a season low in terms of shots against for Edmonton. But the Caps, as they've done all year, found a way. Edmonton finds a way for a much better start. And a 3-0 lead heading to the dressing room as Nugent-Hopkins in puck possession at the horn.
Yeah, the start Edmonton wanted. We talked about it before the game. In 6 of the last 7, they've trailed by 2 in some capacity in the game. And in this game tonight, they come out firing, they come out scoring, and 3-0 into the second period. Much better.
Leon Draisaitl with a goal and an assist. Hyman and Henrique, the other goals. Pickard perfect on 11 shots. Oilers a power play goal, and all adds up to a convincing first period performance. 3-0 Edmonton on Sportsnet on deck. Gene's got Max.
Recording resumed. Enter England.
On the right wing, trying to get it out was Brown. That goes off a skate. Back to Bouchard, now to Nugent-Hopkins.
From thehockeywriters.com. The Edmonton Oilers are performing below expectations so far this season.
What score is for the Edmonton Oilers today?
With 19 minutes, 30 seconds left in the second period, the Edmonton Oilers are beating the Vancouver Canucks 3-0.
Comb up the left wing. Oilers have outscored. Ooh, he takes a hard hit there from Pettersson. They've outscored the guy.
Pettersson will do that too.
Yeah,
remember last year he clobbered Broberg in a game in Vancouver.
65-35 in second periods. The scoring differential for the Oilers. Puck on the left point. Forbert into the left wing corner. Oh, he takes a hard hit. And Colson got the puck up the right side. It comes to Arvidsson over the line to Draisaitl to the middle and knocked off his stick. Now he'll get it and put it on goal, and a save made by Demko.
That's the second odd man rush the Oilers have had with a 3-0 lead, and Philp got a good shot on goal, and Demko was able to fight it off. Arvidsson.
Or Colson with the hit on Forbert.
But Colson, good hit on Forbert. But that time, Draisaitl, the puck roll off his stick.
Yeah.
Hyman's on his game tonight, Cam. He's going. Yep. He's got that lid off. Not wearing that full cage, and it's making a difference for him.
He's got a goal and an assist so far. Face off to the right of Demko.
I guess today, the full shield.
Yeah. All right. Henrique will take the draw against Bluger. Puck goes to the corner, sent around the boards, but knocked down on the left wing by Hyman. Hyman squeezed to the boards by Bluger. Bluger will give it to Sherwood. He'll get it out. Henrique, his own zone, his stature now through the middle, and Nurse. Nurse will get to the center ice line. Dump it in, but it's gloved down by Soucy. Over to Friedman. Up the right wing. Puck goes to Heinen into the Oiler end. Nurse to Stature. Stature on the left to Hyman. Hyman spins around, unable to get it into the Canucks zone. It's tied up right at the blue line. It'll go to Nurse. He's able to flip it in. Soucy will go in behind the Vancouver net. Reverse it to Bluger. He'll play it through the middle. He'll give it away. Philp in front. Scores! What a setup to Zach Hyman! Hyman Hyman directs it home. It's 4-0 Edmonton.
Second goal of the game for Zach Hyman, and you said it. Noah Philp capitalizing in a perfect touch pass in front on the turnover, and Hyman with an easy deflection, and it's 4-0. And it happens because of a Corey Perry forecheck, and then the presence of mind for Philp, and he slid it underneath the stick of Friedman and got it right to Zach Hyman.
Hyman second of the night, 17th of the year, a minute 59 into the second period. And Noah Philp picks up his second NHL point. Now a couple of assists for Noah Philp. And the Oilers have a 4-0 lead. Stumped into the Oilers zone. Out from behind his net is Kulak. Up the left wing to Jeff Skinner. He'll dump the puck in. It goes in behind the net. Hughes over to the left wing, but he's got Philp on him. In behind the net. Hronek to Hughes. Into the middle. Hronek will get it out. Hyman from Philp, minute 59 in. And taking it in behind his net is Kulak. He'll wait. Bank it up the left wing off the stick of Skinner. Demko out of his goal. Gave it to Hughes. Hughes going behind his net. Has to stop there. Nugent Hopkins will wait for him in the slot. Hughes doesn't have a lot of options right now. He's just holding on to it. He'll bank it off the glass. It goes past J.T. Miller.
That was a slash.
Right to Bouchard, and he'll drill it in.
Bouchard slash Miller, got away with one there. Easily could have been a penalty.
Rimmed on the left wing. It stays in the Canucks zone. 4-0 Oilers here in the second period. So it goes to the right wing corner. Hronek. Pass it up the left wing. And now it comes in over the line to Besser. Knocked off his stick. Nugent Hopkins, a little backhand, can flip the puck into the middle of the ice. The back pass by Janmark to Ekholm. Off of Janmark and out. Desharnais to DeBrusk, but the Canucks are offside. They had to leave it.
Oilers need a change here.
Bouchard to Ekholm. Off the left wing to Janmark. He'll sweep it into the Canucks zone. Left wing corner. The puck rimmed up the left wing boards. It comes out through the middle. Picked up by DeBrusk. Into the Oiler end. Stops on the right side. He's about top of the circle. DeBrusk tried to shoot it to the net. It goes just off the stick of Pettersson and wide. 4-0 Edmonton here in the second period. To the point to Desharnais. He'll shoot it wide. Comes off the end boards. Right to Podkolzin. And the former Canuck will get it out through the middle to Nurse. Skates into the Canuck zone. Right side, Draisaitl. Across to Arvidsson, but that one misses, and Garland will get it out, but he misses Bluger with a pass, and it's icing against the Canucks. 4:27 gone here in the second period. 4-0 Oilers lead. Hyman's got 2 goals and 1 assist.
Well, we said he was feeling it. He was starting to go here.
Face off to the right of Demko. Henry taking the draw against Bluger.
Game recap. Senators 0-2
goes to the
Thursday,
middle of
January
the ice.
23rd. Attachment. Google.
And DeBrusk was able to get it out,
Flyers
but
1-6
that
Rangers.
might be ice,
Thursday,
and it
January
will be.
23rd. Attachment.
Canucks
Google.
are trying to make a
Watch
change,
game
and won't
recap.
be able
Canadiens
to.
2-4 Red Wings. Thursday, January 23rd. Attachment. Google. Now. Watch game
Oilers are
recap.
at home
Blue Jackets 4-7
Saturday
Hurricanes.
afternoon.
Thursday,
Buffalo
January
Sabres
23rd.
are in
Attachment.
town, and on Monday evening, Seattle is here. Oil Kings are at home tomorrow night against Moose Jaw, 7 o'clock game.
We're coming to that one as well.
I saw head coach Luke Pierce here earlier tonight. Goes in behind the Canucks net. Hyman spinning around. Puck goes to Perry. Left wing corner, back to the point. Nurse gets it across to Stetcher. He'll shoot it. That one goes off a skate. I think it was Desharnais, and Garland will bring it up the right wing for Vancouver. At center ice, he'll shoot it in. Stetcher pokes it around to Nurse. Up the left wing to Perry. Went off his stick. Stetcher will follow it up. Come up the left wing. He's able to get it out. Goes right back in. Heinen will come into the Oilers zone. Go to left wing corner. Heinen. Wow. Taken to the end boards by Nurse. Nurse got his stick in there. You still have it. And it does come loose. And up the right wing. It'll be Zach Hyman. Left wing. Now to Perry. He's in over the Canuck line. He'll wind up. He'll blast a shot. Saved by Demko. There's a big rebound. Puck gets to the slot. Perry waiting, shooting off the arm of Demko. Puck along the right wing side. Hronek will clear it to center ice. Hit the skate of Emberson. Went to Draisaitl. Oilers bring it in. Brought in Hyman. The shot off the arm of Demko, and it goes out of play as Hyman came awfully close to the hat-trick goal.
Yeah, Zach Hyman has a total of 5 in the regular season.
All right.
Okay. All as a member of the Edmonton Oilers. He also has a playoff hat-trick last year against the LA Kings.
Well, he came close there.
I don't know how many better looks he's going to get than that one. That was a pretty good chance.
Right in the slot. Hit the arm of Demko, went out of play. 5:47 gone here in the second. 4-0 Oilers lead. Draisaitl wins the draw. Kulak on the left wing point. Into the corner. Now to Kapanen. Sperry Kapanen spinning around. Got tripped up. Penalty coming up to Desharnais. He had his stick between the skates of Kapanen. The old can opener. Knocked him down. Draisaitl right corner to the left wing point. Pickard's gone to the bench for the extra attacker. Delayed penalty coming up to Vancouver. Jeff Skinner out of the left corner. Left side to Kapanen. To the blue line to Kulak. Across the line. Emberson, right wing to Draisaitl. Over to Kapanen. To Emberson. Right wing point, Draisaitl. Into the corner. Skinner will pass it across. Goes to Kapanen. Kapanen up to the blue line. To Nugent Hopkins. Will get it low. Now touched by the Canucks. And a tripping call going to Desharnais, and a third power play of the game for the Oilers when we come back. We played 6 minutes and 36 seconds of this second period. 4-0 Oilers lead the Canucks from Rogers Place in downtown Edmonton. It's Ford Dealers NHL Hockey on the Oilers Radio Network. On in the second, Desharnais goes to the box for tripping. Oilers get their third power play. They're 1 for 2 with the man advantage. The power play is brought to you by Atco Energy, your trusted energy retailer. Learn more at atcoenergy.com. Face off in the Canucks zone, and Forbert will wrap it around the boards and down the ice.
Oilers have gotten virtually every call in this game, Cam. There's a couple 50-50 plays where Edmonton could have been penalized, and they weren't.
Draisaitl up the right wing, into the Canucks end, goes to the right corner. Now in behind the net. Stops on the left to the left wing boards to Nugent Hopkins. To Bouchard, now to Draisaitl. His shot, and that's off the skate of Soucy. Nugent Hopkins will get it to the blue line. To Bouchard, brings it to the middle. Gives it back to Nugent Hopkins. Right wing corner, Draisaitl.
We're looking for Hyman for the Hattie here.
Passing to the middle, but Hyman was covered. He was able to get it over to the right wing. Nugent Hopkins towards the net, into the corner to Draisaitl. Draisaitl up to the top of the circle to Nugent Hopkins. Nugent Hopkins to the blue line to Bouchard. Come across the line, down the left wing, into the left wing corner to Draisaitl. Now to Jeff Skinner. Skinner gets checked. Puck comes loose. And Suter will get it out and down the ice for the Canucks. 52 seconds to go in the man advantage. 4-0 Oilers. We played 7:45 of this second period. Draisaitl makes his way in over the Canuck line. Now it comes across to Nurse on the left point. Nurse back to the blue line for Bouchard after he'd come down the left side. Gives it back to Nurse. Nurse in the left wing corner to Skinner. To Darnell Nurse. Left corner. The pass in front. Skinner the shot, and is saved by Demko. Draisaitl gives it to Skinner. Shot pad saved by Demko, and it's shot all the way down the ice. 2 chances there for Jeff Skinner. Up the left wing, it's Ekholm. The end of the Canucks zone. Goes in behind the net. Over to the right. On the right wing boards. Penalty over in 5 seconds. Into the corner to Perry. His centering pass, and that one broken up. And Hronek will rim it. It won't get out. Edmonton now 1 for 3 on the power play. Puck left corner. Perry to the point. One-timer and a glove save by Demko on a hard shot by Matthias Ekholm. Oilers had some opportunities in the power play.
Yeah, Jeff Skinner.
He had a couple.
Yeah, good looks.
Faceoff will be to the left. Thatcher Demko.
Philp
Google.
here
Now,
between
-2 degrees
Brown and
tomorrow.
Janmark.
6 degrees cooler than today. See full forecast for Edmonton. Attachment.
Getting kicked out of the face-off circle. Brown will have to take the draw. Brown wins it. Janmark to the point, and that misses Emberson. Goes down into the Oiler end. Ty Emberson's pass hits a skate. Stick lifted there by Janmark to clear it. He does. Goes to Kulak down the left wing. He'll shoot it in. Demko slows it up. It's in the left wing corner. Brock Besser. His long pass. He was looking for Miller. Goes beyond him. That's icing against the Canucks.
Well, think about the game Saturday. Edmonton only had 15 shots on goal. You know, you were on those trips, obviously, with us, and, you know, we got the easy part. But for the players, that was basically a 9-game road trip.
Oh, yeah.
In 16 days. And they'd come back-to-back nights against real good teams, Minnesota and Colorado. Yeah. Didn't quite get all the way back against Vancouver. But the Oilers didn't have a lot of juice. Tonight they got some juice.
Face off to the right of Demko. It'll go in behind the goal. It's Hughes. Hughes to the left wing, through the middle, off the stick of Besser. Goes deep into the Edmonton zone. Emberson goes in behind the net with Besser on him. Now to the corner. Besser gets it out to the slot. Hughes works in. His shot off a leg goes to the right corner. Henrique up the right wing boards. Pettersson had kept it in. Puck goes to Henrique. He will get it out. To Hyman at center ice. Now to Henrique. Went off his stick. Puck bounces around at center. And off of Perry into the Canucks zone. Hughes has got to go in behind his net. Gets away from Corey Perry. Now out to center ice. Left wing to Garland. To Hughes. His shot. The pad save made by Pickard. He covered it up. And Garland got his stick in there after the whistle. That draws everybody in. And they're all in behind the net. They got Garland up against the board.
So here's one. Perry's got Hughes down on the ice. And that is gamesmanship there.
Absolutely.
That is gamesmanship there from Corey Perry. He knows what he's doing. Desharnais in there now.
Nurse is trying to get Desharnais away from Perry.
I think Edmonton gets the extra minor here for sure, but Garland jabbed his stick in on
Pickard.
On Pickard.
Yes. That's going to draw a crowd. It always does. All right, they got it all broken up.
I think the Oilers for sure get... Garland's going to go off here. Nurse is going to go off. I think Edmonton gets the extra minor.
Yeah, Perry. It looks like Perry's going to. It does look like the Canucks are about to get their first power play.
2-minute minor for slashing. 2-minute minor for roughing. Edmonton 25, minor penalty roughing. Edmonton 90, minor penalty roughing.
Did they just give Garland a double minor? Are you kidding me on that? Wow, that's a tough call. If you're a Vancouver Partisan, you won't like that at all. If I heard that correct, did they even up that call?
I think they did. I think you heard that correct.
How?
Well, I suppose if he doesn't put his stick in there, none of it happens.
Right.
Maybe that's why. So, yeah, it looks like we're going to go even up. Oilers are up 4-0. Zach Hyman's got a pair. Leon Draisaitl and Adam Henrique have also scored. Shots are 20-12 in favor of the Oilers. All right.
I'm a little surprised by that, Cam, I got to tell you. We're playing 5-on-5 hockey here.
That's right.
I'm stunned that that's what we got going on here.
Well, 5-on-5 it is. Face off outside the Oiler blue line. Kapanen to his own end to Emberson. He'll get it across.
In fairness, Garland was jabbing the stick in there on the goal.
That starts the whole thing. Puck dumped in, it goes off the referee's skate. Now back to the left wing point. Ekholm blasts it wide, comes in front of the net. Oh, somehow off the back door. The Oilers don't get one. It was Jeff Skinner.
Jeff Skinner's had 6 30-goal seasons, and he doesn't finish that.
He's had 3 good chances in this game. He's due. Puck kept in. Kapanen, left point. Ekholm hammers a shot, and a glove save made by Demko. With 9:29 to go here in the second, Skinner bangs his stick there. You see he's frustrated.
Yeah.
He's had some good chances. We're going to take a break. 4-0 Oilers lead the Canucks from Rogers Place. This is Ford Dealers NHL Hockey on the Oilers Radio Network. Cam Moon and Bob Stauffer, we are here at Rogers Place. 4-0 Oilers lead, 9:29 to go in the second period. Tonight's game presented by Aeroplan. You don't need to be a jet setter to be a member. Earn Aeroplan points every day at participating gas stations, coffee shops, or by shopping online. Face off in the Canucks zone to the right of Demko. Draisaitl, Arvidsson, Podkolzin out there with Ekholm and Bouchard. Pettersson to take the draw for Vancouver. Gets into the skates of Draisaitl. It goes to the point. Kulak down the left wing to the left wing corner. To Arvidsson, to Draisaitl. Quickly across to Bouchard. He'll give it to Kulak. Kulak on the right point. Will rim the puck. Pettersson off the boards to get it to the blue line for Vancouver and cleared out by Heinen. DeBrusque looping back at center.
And Darren got another one.
Podkolzin was going in there, and
he's got 3 penalties, Darren, in this game. He doesn't even know he's got it.
He doesn't even know he's got it.
Interference.
Yep. He just found out. He was over at the Canuck bench and looked completely stunned.
Look at the look on Rick Tocchet's face. I mean, he did.
He got the glove up.
Got the glove up.
Podkolzin's face as he was coming in.
Okay, just get the power play goal. Don't worry about getting him in the hat trick.
Exactly.
Find a way. Make it 5-0.
Power play. It's brought to you by ATCO Energy, your trusted energy retailer. Learn more at atcoenergy.com. Face off to the right of Demko. Bluger tossed out of the face-off circle. It'll be Suter. And kicked into the corner by Hronek, who can pick it up himself. Go to the inboards. Try to rim it. Won't get out. Nugent-Hopkins keeping it in, but Forbert followed it up, got it out. Nugent-Hopkins is center ice. Now to Draisaitl, over to Jeff Skinner. Off the left wing boards and in.
Put that puck in a bad spot to go get it.
Puck cleared down the ice by Hronek.
Not surprisingly, the power play has a different look without having Connor McDavid on it, doesn't
it? No kidding. The zone entry looks different, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Draisaitl, center ice, over to Nugent-Hopkins. Got it in on the right wing. Give it to Hyman. Rims the puck. Skinner after it on the left, but Forbert's in there too. Got it up against the boards. Goes behind the net. Susie couldn't get it. Skinner in front to Nugent-Hopkins. That's off the post. And the puck to the right wing. He'll go to Hyman in behind the net. Good chance there for Nugent-Hopkins. Got nothing but iron. And the puck on the right wing point. Bouchard right corner to Nugent-Hopkins. Minute to go in the power play. Oilers up 4-0 here in the second. Nugent-Hopkins scores! Got the pass from Draisaitl. Goes right up under the bar on the glove side of Demko. And it's 5-0 Edmonton.
Well, that was a thing of absolute beauty. Just a quick little interior give and go. And Ryan Nugent-Hopkins of the Edmonton Oilers has his 13th goal of the season. Draisaitl's got his 3rd point tonight.
So Nugent-Hopkins with a goal to go along with an assist in the first. 3-point night for Draisaitl. 3-point night for Hyman.
I wonder if there might be some fireworks here. 5-0 down. Philp just slashed JT Miller right off the draw.
Letting him know he's there, I guess.
Give him a stick.
Yep. Philp, right wing corner in his own end to Stetcher. 5-0 Oilers lead. Edmonton now 2 for 4 on the power play. That Nugent-Hopkins goal with the man advantage. It's brought in by Miller. Left wing to Besser. Shot, scores. Wow. Some shot. Brock Besser goes glove side on Pickard.
Can't back in.
Canucks get on the board. It's 5-1 Edmonton.
Can't back in. Okay. And there's a situation where Stetcher, unfortunately, it was a real good play. He got Miller, drove the lane, and Besser's always been able to shoot the puck. He had 40 last year. Question is, where does he end up in the offseason? Does Minnesota sign him, or does he stay with the Canucks? Because he's a legit 30-goal scorer every season.
Well, that was his 16th of this season. It was a good shot. That was 25 seconds after the Nugent-Hopkins goal at 12:27. Assist going to Miller and Suter.
And one of the things that happens here as a result of the double minor to Garland, I mean, he's been their best player, I think, in this game.
Yeah, it takes him out of the mix for 4 minutes.
He's brought it tonight.
Up the left wing, puck directed in by Miller. Pickard to play it. Goes in behind the net. Rimmed up the right wing, and it comes out. The puck hits center ice. Suter back into his own end. 5-1 Oilers lead. 7:09 to go here in the second period. Left wing, Miller will dump it in. Kulak will go in behind the Edmonton goal. Now out through the middle. Kulak to center ice. Lifts it to the right wing corner. Brown's in on the forecheck, but DeBrusk for the Canucks will get it out through the middle, turned up by Matthias Ekholm.
You have to figure there's going to be some chances here.
You would think. Ekholm on the right wing gets the puck in towards the net. It's centered across, just missing. Kapanen was Corey Perry. The puck cleared out, and it's center ice. DeBrusk could dump it. Goes into the Oilers zone. Pickard left side to Ekholm. Up to the line, Hughes kept it in. It goes to the top of the circle. Comes back to Matthias Ekholm. Ekholm to Perry, into the middle for Henrique. Up the left wing to Perry, over center ice, shoots it in. Demko will stop it. To Friedman, right wing corner, off the boards and out. To Carlson, now to Sasson on the right side. He'll shoot it in. Stetcher behind his net, rimming it, but Heinen has it there for
Oilers
Canucks.
blue line change here, Cam.
Top of the circle, the shot off the arm of Pickard. Puck into the left wing corner. DiGiuseppe on the left wing. Right in behind the Edmonton net to Sasson. Sasson takes it to the left wing corner. Sasson will go in behind the net. Pinned back there by Draisaitl. Came loose. Todd Colson. Puck around the boards, but down the right wing was Heinen. Went behind the net to Sasson. That's smacked away from him. It will come out past Susie. It'll go down into the Canucks zone. 5-1 Edmonton, 5:20 to go here in the second period. Desharnais up the left wing, and now through the middle. Suter will bring it in. Give it to Besser. Besser along the left wing boards to the corner for Suter. Suter to Besser. To the blue line, to Susie, across to his partner, Desharnais. A snapshot, gloved by Pickard. It was going wide, but he wasn't taking any chances. He'll hold on to it. We got 5 minutes to go here in the second. 5-1 Oilers lead. The Canucks will be right back. From Rogers Place, it's Ford Dealers, NHL Hockey on the Oilers Radio Network. Cam Moon and Bob Stauffer here at Rogers Place. We're in the Legacy Heating and Cooling broadcast booth. Legacy Heating and Cooling, home and no payments, no interest for 1 year. 5-1 Edmonton leads. Zach Hyman's got a 3-point night, 2 goals and a helper. Leon Draisaitl, he also has 3 points, 1 goal, 2 assists. Nugent-Hopkins, 1 goal, 1 assist. Faceoff will be to the left of Calvin Pickard. Draisaitl taking the draw against Miller, goes against the boards. Besser to the right point to Hughes. Across the one-time shot, scores! Hronek let it go across the line, and it goes off the bar and in. And the Canucks have cut the Oiler lead to 5-2. Some shot. Hronek, one-timer from the point. .15:06 will be the time of that goal. quiets the building here at Rogers Place, with the exception of the Canuck fans. And the 5-0 lead now at 5-2. Brown into his own zone to Bouchard for the Oilers, now across to Ekholm. Up the left wing, off the stick of Janmark, and it goes in. For Hronek, that's his second of the year. Puck brought into the Oiler end by Suter. Cross-ice pass, it's broken up, and it's Nugent Hopkins. He'll find Janmark into the Canucks zone. Stops on the left wing. Goes along the left wing boards to the blue line. Ekholm is shot, and a save made by Demko. Brown was in front of the net. And now we'll get everybody gather in front of the net. Hronek's going to get into it a little bit. First with Nugent Hopkins. Now with Janmark. Now Nugent Hopkins was spun around by Suter. Nugent Hopkins loses his lid. I don't know if anything will come with this. 4:20 to go here in the second period. 5-2, Oilers leading the Canucks. It'll be a face-off in the Canucks zone. I don't think there'll be any penalties out of this. Rob Brown joining me right now.
Well, it's getting a little more exciting.
Yeah, a couple of goals like that changes the vibe in the rink, doesn't it?
It certainly does. To me, Mooner, this game changed in the first period. The Oilers came out, were playing well, and then the Canucks had their push, and then Vinny Desharnais had a shift that he does not want to ever remember, and it's turned into a nightmare of a game from 3 penalties. One of them cost him a goal. It's been a tough night for Vinny Desharnais.
They dropped the puck, it wasn't right. A couple of good saves by Pickard in that first period, though. That could have changed the outlook of it, too.
That's what the Canucks had about an 8-minute stretch where they were the better team.
Yes.
And Pickard made 3 big saves that kept the game 1-0 and allowing the Oilers to extend it on their power play.
Face off in the Canucks zone. Puck goes to the right wing, and it's Forbert behind the net to Soucy. Off the left wing boards and out, but in behind Garland. So it'll be Nurse for the Oilers. On the right wing to Draisaitl, comes into Canuck territory. He'll bump it back to Ekholm. He'll blast a shot, saved by Demko. Rebound gets into the slot, and Garland can come up the right wing for the Canucks. Garland off the right wing boards and in. It goes in behind the Edmonton net over to the left side. Hughes in from his defensive position, gets the puck, brings it back to Pettersson. Shot! That one goes off the bar and out.
Oh, my.
Oh, wow. Oh, Pettersson one-timered that from the blue line, and that one hit iron.
The one thing that the Oilers do not want is for the Canucks to get within 2 by the end of this period. And the Canucks came very close there. A wonderful play by Quinn Hughes on the boards. And again, the second time that a puck from a long shot, I believe the last one deflected Hronek. I think it hit someone up high. This one also hit Picolzin, I believe, as it was going down. And it goes right off the crossbar. The Canucks were inches away from making this 5-3.
He's off to the right of Pickard. Puck flipped up and out by Corey Perry. And now down the left wing, it's brought in by Hyman. Drops it to Perry. It's shot. That sails wide. Suter to JT Miller to the line. Doesn't get out. Kept in by Perry. Pulled it to the corner. Hronek had his pass. Hit Henrique. It's in behind the Canuck goal. To the right wing corner, and Hughes is there for Vancouver. On the left side to Suter at his own blue line. Out to center ice. Besser one-touched it to Hronek. Play it into the corner, and Emberson there for Edmonton. Long pass to Perry. Oh, that skips off the heel of his stick. Goes down into the Canucks zone. They've had a partial break. Puck goes into the left wing corner. Under 3 to go here in the second. 5-2, Oilers lead. Suter up against the end boards. Phillips in on the forecheck. So is Perry. Perry gets dumped down. It's underneath him. Now it goes to Phillips. Phillips centering pass for Kapanen, just blocked. And Carlson on the left wing will not get it out. Kapanen will keep it in for Edmonton. Rims it on the left wing to Ekholm. Back around to the right wing boards. Friedman, he tried to clear it. It still stays in. This time Sasson on the left to Carlson. And he'll get it out on the backhand. As Ekholm will go in behind the Edmonton net, and he'll stop back there. Ekholm waiting in behind the net. 2:09 to go here in the second. 5-2 Oilers lead.
A little more energy in the building.
Oh, yeah. Let's crank things up. I like it. Echo waiting for something to open up here. There hasn't been much. So he'll bank it off the left wing glass. Hits Nugent Hopkins. Goes into the Canucks' end. Forbert up the right wing to Heinen. Out of Bluger. Ran out of real estate with Connor Brown in front of him at his own blue line. There's Hronek up the right wing and off of Bluger, and that puck goes into the Oiler end. And on the right wing, Bluger had to go off his stick. Stetcher up against the boards, but Heinen gets it free for Vancouver. Pass to the left wing point. Besser with his shot off the arm of Pickard. Working on the left side was Nugent Hopkins. Bluger comes in for Vancouver. Puck came free. Nurse up the boards, goes off of Quinn Hughes. He's going to be able to keep it in. Puck centered, goes off of Pickard's left pad and over to the left wing boards. We're into the last minute here in the second. 5-2 Edmonton leads. Brown will shoot it into the Canucks zone. Janmark will get to it left wing corner. Rims it on the right to Arvidsson. His shot, stick save made by Demko. Puck behind the net, and it'll go to the right corner. Victor Arvidsson in the Canucks zone. Cycles it to Draisaitl. Up to the blue line, across to the left point. Kulak, left wing corner. To Emberson, a centering pass off a stick. Goes to Draisaitl. His pass across on the right. The shot by Podkolzin and saved by Demko. Covers it up with 27 seconds to go here in the second.
Well, that was a shift that the Oilers needed because the last probably 6-7 minutes was all Canucks. They scored the 2 goals. They hit a crossbar. Besser almost from long range again. It has to be a nice save by Pickard. This is the first time that we've seen the Oilers down in the Canucks end getting a little bit of pressure. You wonder where this Canucks team has been for the last 30 minutes, as the energy is there for them right now. They were quiet for a long time.
Puck goes to Perry on the right wing, shoots it off the outside of the net from an angle. Hronek up the middle. He won't get it out. Puck comes in front over to the left side. It's Henrique in front. Oh, what a save by Demko. Absolutely robbed Zach Hyman, who was looking for the hat-trick goal.
Well, you're not going to get a better look than that for Zach Hyman for the hat-trick goal. I talked about Desharnais a little while ago having a hard night. Hronek has had a really, really tough night for the Canucks night. He set up the Oilers now twice for goal-scoring chances. He gives that one away in his own zone. Hyman almost makes him pay. Wonderful save by Demko.
Off the drop, the right wing, Garland. 10 seconds to go in the period. He'll dump it into the Oilers zone. Emberson on the end boards. Tied up by Garland. Puck came loose. Second period comes to an end. Wow, that was... Well, this whole game's been high event, Rob, but that second period was especially high event.
It was high event. It got a little nastiness. Yeah. There were some big saves. There were some great plays. The Oilers looked like this game was going to be 7-8-9-0, and the Canucks had life. Give them credit for showing up a little late to the party, but a couple of good shifts, and it got a little interesting. But the Oilers, I think, survived the last 4 minutes, kept it a 3-goal lead, which now it's a really big mountain for the Canucks to climb in the third. I'm watching right now as Miller and Perry are having a long discussion at center. The linesmen and the refs just decided to hop into it. My guess, and this is just my guess, JT is asking him why he went after Hughes in the little bit of a scrum behind the net. When that whole thing started behind the net where Garland went in, poked Pickard, Perry went after Quinn Hughes and tossed him to the ground. That's my guess, is JT Miller's having a discussion about that. And good on JT Miller.
Yeah. Over to Ekholm. He dishes, and now McDavid has it. McDavid comes into the zone. He's wheeling and dealing. McDavid, a pass in front. The shot is good, and they score! Zach Hyman, of course, has the first goal for the Oilers of this series.
Converts again all season long, career high 54 goals for Zach Hyman. Here it is here, the spinorama around Anderson, and then he finds Hyman. It's almost picked off. It looks like it's out of harm's way, but Hyman stays in the battle. Great elusive Aggressive move, the head up by McDavid, looking like he's going to pass. And this one is picked off right there by Moore, but it's the quick stick.
And now the puck bounces over to Hyman. Oilers trying to get back on the attack. Pass a smidge too far for Henry. McDavid corrals the puck behind the net. Moves out in front, dishes, shooting and scoring is Zach Hyman. Hyman's second of the night has the Oilers up by 3.
Play comes down the other way, working the corners, and then watch this. Connor McDavid sets up shop behind the net, a little bit too much time and space, and he finds Hyman, who gets to the right spot at the right time. He's done it all year long. One step. The battle within the battle. Drew Doughty up against McDavid again. They relish in it.
It was like a bit of old school Goldberg from like WCW days, wrestling-wise or something. As here's McDavid with a pass in front, they score! It's a heady for Hyman! First career playoff hat trick, the 13th different Oiler player in Edmonton history.
And again, this is a set play that you've seen so many times this season. They have so many options. They can work it around in so many different areas. And it's the quick pass by McDavid. For Zach Hyman, he sets up shop on the post, makes himself large. It's a bigger target with the skates and the sticks. And he just redirects this one home off the stick. It finds its way in the back of the net. He essentially, with the skates on the ice and the blade, he makes it like a 2.5, 3-foot target. But Jack Campbell now back in there for his start in a bit.
Bouchard has it redirected home by Hyman, and this game is tied. Shot from the point. Hyman stationed in front of Lankinen, and it's 1-1. That's Hyman's 11th, and he's got goals in back-to-back games.
That's a heady shot by Bouchard. He knows Hyman's off to the side. We saw this last night in Minnesota. Early in the game, Draisaitl missed just wide with a redirection. But look at this. You're not going to blast it through the defender, so he kind of changes it up and just makes sure he gets it by this first guy. And it's Jankowski who goes down. He does get a little bit of a piece of it, but it gets down into the danger zone and becomes dangerous. And Zach Hyman goals in 2 straight after going 9 without one to make those saves.
Leon Draisaitl carries the puck and fires. Rebound. Hyman can't stuff it home. And then eventually nudges it over the goal line for his second of the period. 2-1 Edmonton. And Fabro may have been injured trying to prevent that second goal.
Well, that's staying with it right there by Zach Hyman. And I'll tell you, these are starting to go in for Zach Hyman now. How often have we talked about him in the last month especially? How many chances he's had goals taken away, and he just hasn't been able to buy one, and now he has 3 in 2 games. And just stays with this one. It's a great first save by Lankinen. This move to the middle by Draisaitl gets that shot through. There's one save. The second one, Hyman can't quite get the shot away. And as you mentioned, Fabro diving in there. Everybody all hands on deck trying to prevent.
100%. He's not thinking about a hat trick. Come in. Here's Hyman rushing for that hat trick. Whacks it toward the net and in. And there it is. On cue. Zach Hyman, his first career hat trick in the National Hockey League.
Well, there it is right there, and a great effort by Hyman. Just a typical Zach Hyman goal here. He saw a little light of day to kind of get his feet moving and get to this puck. And it's up against a real good defender in Roman Josi, but he slashes that puck at the right moment, and it goes right into the net. You're not going to win the skating race necessarily against Josi, but he figures he can just gain some ground, get the stick on the puck, and puts it into the net for his first career hat trick. He's earned it. He's worked for it. And boy, that's got to feel pretty good for Zach Hyman, who not too long ago couldn't put the puck in the net for 9 straight games. They're going in bundles now for him.
Rogers Place, the Edmonton Oilers, the Vancouver Canucks getting ready for that third period of play. 5-2, Oilers lead. Zach Hyman, 2 goals, 1 assist. Leon Draisaitl, 1 goal, 2 assists. Nugent Hopkins, he's got a goal and a helper. Shots 27-15 in favor of the Oilers as Nugent Hopkins out there with Brown and Janmark start off the third period. Ekholm and Bouchard on the back end, and Nugent Hopkins. A pass just off the stick of Brown. He's able to chop it into the Canucks zone. Hronek up the left wing to Besser. Oilers at a 5-0 lead. Then a couple of goals by the Canucks. Makes things interesting. Brown to Janmark. His pass picked off. Miller able to get it out. Ekholm, shoot it right back in. Hughes to Hronek. Goes off a skate, comes to the line. The shot! That one goes off of Nugent Hopkins or off Janmark. Never did get to the net as Kulak let it go. Hughes up the left wing to Pettersson. Cuts to the middle as he gains center. Now on the right to DiGiuseppe. Goes to the right corner. His pass goes off the netminder Pickard. It's centered in front of the net, but that's tied. It was all tied up. So Forbert able to keep it in. Left wing to DiGiuseppe. To Forbert. Left wing corner. Garland. Up the boards to the top of the circle. Now turns back to the corner. Goes towards the net. His pass hits a skate. And Draisaitl skates up the right wing for the Oilers. Will get to center ice. Now into the Canucks zone to the right wing corner. Stops up. Gets the puck to the left wing. Nurse round behind the net. Knocked down by DiGiuseppe. That goes in behind the goal. And Forbert with it back there. So we're a minute and a half into the third. 5-2. Oilers lead the Canucks. On the right, Desharnais up the right wing. Off of Bluger into the Oilers zone. Pickard to the corner. Stetcher getting pressured on the play by Bluger. Gets to the middle. Emberson up the right wing. But there's a penalty coming up. No, Bluger. He gets the gloves off. And Perry has still got his gloves on. And that never develops into a fight.
Bluger's going to get a minor here.
The Oilers were going to get the original penalty. Were they not?
Yes, they were.
This might even it up. As Bluger wanted to fight Corey Perry, and Perry had none of it. We'll see, but
well, you can't give Perry a minor there. Let's see what the call is.
Of course not.
Edmonton penalty number 51, 2-minute minor for tripping. Vancouver penalty number 53, 2-minute minor for roughing. Play 4-on-4.
Okay, 4-on-4 it is. So Bluger took away the power play.
Oh, that wasn't a trip. He just knocked him on his ass. Once, twice,
none of them landed. Perry just held him out. Bluger could not land one.
Yeah.
And Perry kept his gloves on, and so that just evens it up.
Well, Perry, as you know, had an animated conversation with J.T. Miller at the end of the period. So if J.T. Miller wants to fight Perry, I bet you Perry takes that fight, get him off the ice. But he just sucked in Bluger into negating what would have been a Vancouver power play. Would have been their first of the game. But this game's not over yet.
No, by no means. Face off to the left of Pickard.
And Demko's made a couple huge saves here.
Well, the one off Hyman late in the second was incredible.
Well, that's trouble right there.
Yep, into the corner. It's Miller out to the slot for Hronek. To Miller, missed the pass, hits the corner boards. He goes behind the Edmonton net. Ekholm on the left to Brown, back to Ekholm. Ekholm to the right corner, now to Bouchard. He'll try the other side, and he does find Nugent Hopkins. His pass, he's looking for Brown. It went off a stick. Now Brown's got it.
Brown's got to keep his feet moving here.
Forced back at the Edmonton blue line to Matthias Ekholm. Ekholm up the right wing for Connor Brown. Comes into the Canucks zone to the right wing corner. Put it in behind the net. Hronek there for the Canucks. Now to Quinn Hughes.
Connor Brown's got to manage the puck a little bit better than that there.
Hughes up the left wing for Pettersson. Pettersson to center ice. Stood up by Bouchard, who then steals it. His pass picked off, though, by Garland. Garland to Pettersson into the Oilers zone. Pettersson drops it to Hughes. He'll come down the left wing. Hughes turns towards the boards. Brings it back up to the point. Now he'll take a snapshot. Saved by Pickard. Puck goes to Garland. Centering pass. And that's broken up. And Draisaitl can get it out. Up the left wing to Arvidsson. In over the Canuck line. Stops up the one-timer by Kulak. And booted out by Demko. And Garland up the right wing to center. He'll come in over the line. Down the left wing. Garland shot. That hit skates in front of the net. Nurse brings it out for the Oilers.
3-on-2 here.
He's into the Canucks zone. Nurse, he'll cut to the net. Saved by Demko. Puck to the corner. And Suter's got it for the Canucks. 5-2, Oilers lead. 3.5 gone in the third. Suter with the shot. Steered aside by the stick of Pickard. DeBrusk on the left wing. Out of the left corner. Now behind the net. Over to the right wing. Up to the blue line for Friedman. Shot off a Suter. It goes wide. DeBrusk recovers, gives it to Friedman. Now back to 5-on-5. A shot off a stick. That goes out of play. High event 4-on-4 action.
To say the least. Nope. Nurse just gave a shot there to Forbort.
Oh, yeah.
Nurse will take, Forbort. Forbort went after Noah Philp earlier in the game, and he's obviously upset. Miller's talking here to Nugent Hopkins. They're having an extended conversation. Miller's angry at the world.
Yeah. It's been quite a night here at Rogers Place. 5-2 Oiler lead. Face off to the left of Pickard.
There's guys talking all over the ice.
Yes. All right. Nugent Hopkins will be in the face-off circle with JT Miller. Nugent Hopkins gets it to the left wing corner for Ekholm. Brings it up to center. Throw it across to Brown. In over the line. Brown a shot. Off the stick of Hronek. Goes to the left wing. Janmark to the point for Ekholm. He'll hammer one. That was just tipped wide of the net. Getting his stick on it was Connor Brown. And DeBrusk will get it out for Vancouver. On the left wing to Besser. He'll shoot it in. Behind the net, Nugent Hopkins spins off the check of Miller. Up the left wing, the hit his skate. It gets to the middle. Here's Miller's shot. Save made by Pickard. That puck got rimmed on the left. It hit his skate, went right out to JT Miller, and Calvin Pickard had to be sharp.
Well, Vancouver finally got angry here when the score was 5-0 and played with a little bit more passion. They were surprisingly listless early in this hockey game. Of course, they haven't got a lot of calls. It needs to be stated.
Face off in the Oilers zone to the left of Pickard. 4:27 gone here in the third period. Goes up against the boards. To Henrique up the left wing for Corey Perry. He'll take a hit from Carlson. And it'll be icing against the Oilers. Now Perry's having words with the Canuck bench. Oh. Nurse was talking to Carlson and Susie. Something might boil over here at some point.
Yep. Yeah. Friedman's coming. All right, that should be a penalty to Friedman. He's got a penalty. No, he's got to have a penalty.
He just gave him one.
There you go, Friedman.
Friedman came in and gave Perry a shot. Friedman got a penalty.
Vancouver 51, 10-minute misconduct.
Oh. Too bad.
Well.
Now, wait a sec here. Face-off should come outside the line. He's the defenseman. Maybe not. Yeah. Came a long way, though.
He did. All right, so still 5-on-5.
And that's what Leon's saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everybody's upset right now.
Oh, yeah. Face off in the Oiler end by the looks of it. Perry has a few more words with everyone at the Vancouver bench on his way off the ice. Face off to the right of Pickard. Puck goes to Forbort. He'll shoot it. Saved by Pickard as Miller won that draw. Clean back to Derek Forbort. Oilers with a win and a loss against the Canucks this year. 7-3 win there November 9th. And, of course, the 3-2 loss just last Saturday. to the right of Pickard. Puck goes to the left wing. Besser towards the net, off a skate. It goes to Soucy on the right point. Into the corner to Miller. Takes a bump, holds on to the puck. Cycles it. Is looking for Besser. Gets broken up. Brown along the corner boards. Miller comes in for Vancouver. Gives it to Suter in behind the net. Back to the point. Soucy on the right. Into the slot. Off of Besser. Steered aside by Pickard. Puck rimmed on the right wing. Just off of Connor Brown. Down the ice. Janmark flying after it. But Soucy had... and then Soucy gives Janmark a shot on the end boards. And they're going to give them both penalties. It's getting fun. 5 minutes, 11 seconds gone in the third. 5-2 Oilers lead.
Unsportsmanlike here.
Edmonton number 13, Vancouver number 7. 2 minutes each for roughing.
Rufiness. It's like a preseason game in the mid-90s.
Yeah. Oh, 4-on-4? Yes. Well, Canucks need one off the ice. They do. Jake DeBrusk skates over to the Canucks bench. We're going to go 4-on-4, which was pretty good last time. Face off to the right of Pickard. 5-2 Oiler lead here in the third. Hronik on the left wing boards, back to the point. Hughes wasn't quite on the line. It comes out. Hughes spins around at center.
The Ray Ferraro description of Hughes is apt. He's like Barry Sanders.
It's unbelievable.
He's an unbelievable player. Best American, certainly, top 3 American player in the world.
Garland lost it to Ekholm at the Edmonton blue line. He'll give it to Draisaitl. Now he'll bring it in. Scott Hyman drops it back. Bouchard walks in. The shot. Oh, Demko just got enough, and it went wide. Puck along the left wing boards up to the point. Ekholm has it come out. Oilers have to regroup. Bouchard to Draisaitl. Spins back at center. Loops back to his own blue line. Right wing to Bouchard. Oilers going to make changes, so Bouchard will retreat into his own end.
Look at who's out here.
Kapanen and to Kulak to Bouchard. It's Kapanen and Henrique out for Edmonton up front.
Well, Kapanen can skate. Needs to be stated. He can move his feet.
Kulak out from behind the Edmonton goal. Up the right wing, but it skips off the stick of Henrique. Hughes into his own end for Vancouver. 6.5 gone here in the third period. 5-2 Oilers lead. Hughes weaves his way to center. Off the stick of Forbort into the left wing corner. DeBrusk takes a hit. Got it to Forbort. Now to Miller. He'll throw it across to Hughes. Oh, back to Miller. It goes into the left wing corner. Now Miller has it up at the point. To Hughes, to Miller. His shot wide of the net. Rims to Hughes on the right point.
Wow, what
a little spin move on Henrique. Left wing to Forbort. Back to the blue line to Hughes. To the left wing corner to DeBrusk to Hughes. He'll walk in. He'll shoot it. Save. The rebound. Oh, that just went off the stick of Forbort. And the Oilers will bring it out, and it's Nurse to center. In over the Canuck line down the right wing. Nurse. Centering pass. Just missed Nugent Hopkins. Emerson will keep it in to Nugent Hopkins left wing corner. Played it in behind the net, but nobody there for the Oilers. Puck cleared to the blue line and just out. Brown will shoot it back in as we're back to 5-on-5. 7.5 gone in the third. Oilers up 5-2. Janmark on the left wing, inside the Canuck zone, skates up to the blue line. Pass on the right, finds Emerson. He'll shoot. Save made by Demko. He'll hold on to it. We're going to take a break. 7:47 gone here in the third. 5-2 Oilers lead the Canucks. We'll be right back from Rogers Place. It's Ford Dealers NHL Hockey on the Oilers Radio Network. Bob Stauffer. We're here at Rogers Place. We're in the Legacy Heating and Cooling broadcast booth. Legacy Heating and Cooling. Home and no payments, no interest for 1 year.
The time is 9:24 p.m. Have a good night.
7 seconds has been played here in the third period. Zach Hyman has 2 goals and 1 assist. Leon Draisaitl 1 goal, 2 assists. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins a goal and an assist. Face off in the Canuck zone to the left of Demko.
I think this is Philp's first shift here in the third period.
And he's got a helper here tonight. Does Luke Philp?
Noah Philp.
For Noah Philp? I was thinking of his older brother.
Who's playing for
yes, he
Todd
is.
Nelson in Hershey.
Yes, he is. Both of them from Canmore, Alberta. Puck flipped up and out of the zone. And turned up the right wing is Jeff Skinner. He'll shoot it in. Demko out to play. Darnay got it around and out. It went off of Ekholm. Won't be icing. Pickard to Ekholm to Jeff Skinner. Gets the blue line. It doesn't get out. Darnay with a shot. And that one goes off of Carlson in behind the Edmonton goal. Sasson in the right corner with Philp right on him.
Good play.
Philp gets it free. To Skinner. Up the left wing boards and out. Susie, wheel in behind his net for the Canucks and up the left wing. Susie up the left wing to JT Miller. The throw it across the Edmonton blue line. Draisaitl has it for the Oilers. Off of Kulak and out. On the right wing, Hugh Suter will shoot the puck in.
This is becoming no country for old men hockey out there. You got to have your head on the swivel. There's cheap stuff happening on the ice.
Kulak will shovel it out on the backhand. Hronek inside his own line. Up in the air and out. Center ice, Forbert. On the left wing for Pettersson. Now to Besser. Puck goes to the corner. Nurse there for the Oilers. Around to Podkolzin. Gets forced back by Hronek. Off the left wing boards and out.
That's the play Vasily makes right there. Very sure-handed.
Pettersson on the left wing. Shoots it in. Pickard got it to the left wing boards with Pettersson to the point for Hughes. His shot off his stick goes wide. Comes up near the blue line, and Hyman will get it out. That might be just hard enough for icing, and it is. It's icing against the Oilers with 10:23 to go in the third, and Edmonton up 5-2. Face-off will be to the right of Calvin Pickard. 2 o'clock in the afternoon, the Buffalo game on Saturday.
They're playing Narcos by Timmy Trumpet. Nicely done.
That.
Oh, yeah, big fan.
Puck goes to the right wing corner. Emberson can clear it to Hyman. We'll get the puck in just over the line. Carlson gets it right back out to Bluger. Comes into the Oilers zone. Drops it. Shot off the right wing and then hits a stick. Goes over to the left wing. That shot by Heinen was deflected, and it's Hyman to center ice. He's down the right wing into the Canucks zone. Hughes stole it. Hughes up the right wing for Hronek to center ice, down the left to Carlson. At the Edmonton blue line, taken out by Emberson.
Still got to get it out.
They do get it out. Up the right wing to Kapanen. He'll come into the Canucks zone to the net. The shot, rebound, scores! Kasperi Kapanen got his own rebound, and he makes it 6-2 for the Oilers.
Well, this is a guy that we think may see some time in the top 6 when Connor McDavid comes back, because he is an explosive skater, 22nd overall pick. And the Oilers won a puck battle, and it was Corey Perry freeing it up to Kapanen. He was on his horse, and he picked up his own rebound and deposited the puck home. 6-2 Oilers. And now does it get a little silly, Cam?
It might. 6th of the year for Kapanen, 10:21 time of that goal. Forbert at his own blue line. To Besser, he'll shoot it in. Edmonton now up by 4 as Janmark with a puck at the neutral zone. Across to Bouchard on the right. Up the right wing to Nugent Hopkins. He'll dump it in. Darnay on the end boards. Up to the blue line. Suter pushes it out to center ice. Emberson picking up an assist on that as Brown comes in on the right wing. It's shoved back out of the zone by Darnay.
I thought it was Perry, not Emberson, but no, I could be corrected. Emberson's on a little bit of a good run here, Cam.
I agree. Kulak gets to center ice. He'll shoot it in. Puck rims on the right in the Canucks zone. Hronek on the inboards.
I hope Noah Phillips ready for about 6 shifts here the rest of the way.
Puck at the side of the net, covered up by Demko, as Phil was looking for a loose puck and he almost found it. We're going to take a break with 8:39 to go in the third. 6-2 Oilers lead the Canucks from Rogers Place. It's Ford Dealers NHL Hockey on the Oilers Radio Network.
Be a savvy Edmonton hotel shopper. Book through Edmonton'sBestHotels.com and receive up to $225 in cash rewards. There are over 55 member hotels to choose from, offering their best value rates. Edmonton'sBestHotels.com. Reward.
Rogers Place, Cam Moon along with Bob Stauffer. 6-2 Oilers lead the Canucks. 8:39 to go in the third period.
Told you, 48, Noah Phillips. With this being a 4-goal Oiler lead, there's 8.5 minutes left in this game. Would not surprise me if he played for the final 8 minutes.
Makes sense. He's out there with Skinner and Kapanen. Kulak and Nurse on the back end. Puck goes to Kulak on the right point. Comes down the right wing in the Canucks zone. Into the corner. Back to the blue line to Skinner. His shot, and it's chipped wide. It hit the stick of Philp. Kapanen, left wing corner of the Canucks zone, and it goes off his stick. Philp's going to follow it. Goes into the corner with it. Pedersen tied him up. Now Garland.
That was a penalty.
Can't get it out. Comes low to Philp. Philp goes in behind the Vancouver net. Left corner to Kapanen, to the blue line, to Nurse. He'll shoot it just wide. And on the right wing, Jeff Skinner. Knocked to the ice by Soucy. Puck goes to Hronek of the Canucks. Long pass for Garland, way too far. That's icing. 7:55 to go here in the third. The Oilers up by 4.
Well, Philp with an O-zone face-off win, and the Oilers ended up with puck possession the entire time. Zach Hyman through 2 periods had 6 goals and 2 goals and 6 shots on goal in this game.
Face off to the right of Demko. Nurse, Arvidsson, and Podkolzin. Emberson and Stetcher. Puck goes to Podkolzin. His shot was blocked by Soucy.
Ouch.
Oh, that was a one-timer from the slot. And Soucy clears it out. There's no way that was fun. Arvidsson is in on the right wing to Draisaitl. Played it in behind the net.
Haven't minded Soucy tonight. At least you've noticed him.
Hronek got it out. Besser's pass picked off by Draisaitl to Arvidsson into the Canuck end. Swatted off his stick, and it comes out.
Get it up the ice here, Troy.
Up the right wing, Stetcher to the blue line. Forbert couldn't hold the line. It comes out. Besser.
You're also going to see a lot of Stetcher and a lot of Emberson in the final 7 minutes of a 4-goal lead.
Forbert will shoot it in. Rims to DiGiuseppe's in the right wing corner. Taken away by Bouchard. He'll get it up the left wing. Down the left side goes Hyman. Into the Canucks zone. Taken to the boards by Desharnais. Top of the circle was Bluger for the Canucks. He's able to get it out. And Bouchard can find it. Going behind the Edmonton net. Throws the brakes on there. Left wing for Ekholm. He'll come up through center. Down the right wing to Perry. In over the Vancouver line. Fires it across. Goes to the left wing point. Ekholm had to go off of Hyman. It comes out to center ice. 6:25 to go here in the third. 6-2 Oilers lead. Hyman into the Canucks zone. Separated from the puck by Sasson. Hronek's got it in the right corner. Fans on his pass. DeBrusk is able to give it back to Hronek. Now across to Hughes. Down through center ice to Carlson. Shoot it into the Oiler end. Nurse goes to the inboards. Sasson holds him up against them. Nugent Hopkins trying to dig out a loose puck. Goes in behind the Edmonton net. Nurse to Kulak. Kulak up the right wing. Kulak will get to center. Now into the Canucks zone. Cuts to the middle. Oh, he almost got a pass through. And it would have sent Brown in all alone. But Hughes could take it in behind his own net. Quinn Hughes out through the middle for Vancouver. Center ice, missed Pedersen with the pass. Phillips got it now for the Oilers. Noah Philp up the left wing. His pass for Stetcher just picked out of his skates there by Garland. Puck goes into the Oiler end. Ty Emberson. Cross to Jeff Skinner. Skinner, cross ice to Troy Stetcher. And the former Canuck gets over center and dumps the puck in. Desharnais out of Pettersson. Pettersson up the right wing, got it to center ice. Skinner breaking that up for Edmonton, only for a moment. Now Garland off the left wing boards will dump it in. Under 5 to go here in the third. Edmonton up 6-2. Emberson right corner in the Oilers zone. Kapanen pinched upon by Forbert. It's up against the boards. It'll go to the line. And Hronek had kept it into the left wing corner to Besser. He'll get it out to Suter, and his shot just went wide. Hronek on the right wing point. Now to Miller. Goes into the corner.
That not a penalty?
He gets spun around by Podkolzin. And the puck goes to the blue line. Susie will drift the shot blocked in front of the net. It hit Emberson. And out from behind the Edmonton goal is Stetcher. And he'll go up in the air and out. And it will not be icing.
They haven't got a call all night, Cam. I mean, where are the Oilers broadcasters? If I'm Rick talking, I'm like, okay, I get it.
Want to keep that clock moving, I guess.
Yeah, let's just get this thing over with now.
Ekholm, center ice, pass on the right, goes to Draisaitl, comes into the Canucks zone on the left. Now on the left wing boards in front of the net to Arvidsson, and he shoots it wide. From the right wing point, Perry puts it off the corner boards. Over to Draisaitl, out to Arvidsson. Arvidsson on the left wing to the top of the circle. Cycles the puck to Perry. He'll dump it low. It's Desharnais behind his goal across to Hughes. 3:25 to go in the third. 6-2 Oilers lead. Arvidsson at center ice. Dump it in. Desharnais to Hughes. Hughes off the right wing boards and out. That was going to nobody. Nurse with a pass through the middle, misses everybody as well, and that will be icing against Edmonton.
Well, pretty impressive performance overall tonight for Edmonton. I mean, you don't have the world's best player, though this season the world's best player might be Leon Draisaitl. He's now within 1 point of Nate McKinnon. You don't want to, Nate's an unbelievable player. The Colorado Avalanche have mastered the art of empty net goals. Oilers need to work on that a little bit, by the way. That's not a strength of theirs.
I don't think they'll get a chance tonight.
No.
Hronek from the point, skips it off the shin pads of Henrique. Left wing to Perry. Able to get it deep into the Canucks zone. Here comes Garland. Down the right wing is shot off the stick of Stetcher.
Forbert's trying to engage Perry way back in the neutral ice area.
Puck in the left wing corner. Pettersson wanted to get it through the middle, but Henrique can get it out. To Hyman down the right wing. Over center ice, he'll shoot it in. Goes in behind the Vancouver net. Hronek up the right wing. Long pass to Besser. He'll bring it into the Oilers zone. His shot high and wide around the glass and down into the Canucks zone. Pass through the middle. And Besser's forced back by Jeff Skinner. Now give it to JT Miller. Miller checked by Jeff Skinner. Into the Canucks zone. He goes down the left wing. Right in behind the net. Friedman. Up the boards. Hit the referee. It goes in behind the goal
That's
again.
how it's gone for Vancouver.
No kidding.
They might argue they've been playing two teams tonight.
Suter in on the right wing. That's broken up. Philp will get it out. Off the right wing boards. Not hard enough for icing. Edmonton can make a change. Minute 45 to go into third. 6-2 Oilers lead. Bluger to center ice. Shoots it in. Pickard gets it up on the glass and out to the neutral zone. Hronek to Bluger. Bluger into the slot and sweeping it towards the net was Heinen. It was blocked by Nurse. Back to the point. Hronek shot. Save made by Pickard. And he'll cover it up with a minute 26 to go here in the third. 6-2 Oilers lead the Canucks.
A little more physical Canucks. Kiefer Sherwood, we've not seen him in the third period here, Cam.
Yep. It's a good block by Nurse. Face off to the left of Pickard. Henrique, Arvidsson, and Hyman out there. Nurse and Stetcher. Puck goes to Nurse, off the left wing boards. Bluger's going to keep it in for Vancouver. Right wing to Hyman. Hyman to the line to Friedman. In front of the net, Giuseppe shot right, pad save made by Pickard. Bluger shoots from the angle that was going wide.
Classic score effects here for Vancouver in his third period.
To the left wing. Bluger cycling the puck. Broken up by Henrique. He'll get it out. We're into the last minute here in the third. Oilers up 6-2. DiGiuseppe dropping it. Bluger down the left wing. Shoots. High and wide of the net. Comes out to center ice. Desharnais at his own blue line for Vancouver. Into the Oiler end on the left wing to Bluger. Bluger towards the net. Head stick save made by Pickard. He swats it down the left wing, and it's Philp to center. Philp in over the Canuck blue line. Stops on the left, and it was Soucy to take it away. 25 seconds left in the game. Carlson out from behind his net for the Canucks. To get to center ice. Only to the Edmonton blue line. Kulak with it to Philp. Over to Emberson. To Philp. 10 seconds left. You can hear the crowd here at Rogers Place as Philp centers it. Appreciative of the Oilers' effort here tonight. Sassen with a long shot. Glove by Pickard. The Oilers win this one going away. 6-2 the final. They defeat the Canucks here at Rogers Place.
The man that would be happiest with this performance today would be Connor McDavid.